It's Kyren Williams, right? Kyren Williams finally gets a new deal, and it was speculated a ton this offseason with Jarquez Hunter, getting signed there in Los Angeles. We had the Blake Corum talk last year. Jarquez Hunter, fourth round pick. I think Jarquez Hunter's still going to be involved in the offense. I think the contract extension, which was 23 million guaranteed over 3 years, that's really the biggest thing for me. I don't care about the total value of the contract. I care more about the guarantees, especially at the running back position. That's most important, right? Because it's really about when can the team move off the player and all those guarantees, right? A lot of people I've seen are comparing it to Ramondre Stevenson, who gets a 4-year contract extension last year, but he gets only 16 million guaranteed. So the team, if they wanted to move on from him, right, they could spread it out, I believe, over, the 4 years, right, in that contract. So it's a little bit different than Kyren, who gets 10 million more guaranteed and one less year on his deal. It's going to be harder to move on from Kyren. And so I would expect the Rams to keep him around as their bell cow for this year and likely next year. I think if you are a team in Dynasty that is, getting ready to maybe hit the rebuild, is a good opportunity to sell Kyren. I wouldn't sell him just yet unless you're really, really getting an inflated offer because people are buying because of the contract extension. But once you kind of get into the season, and Kyren starts to perform, which I expect him to do so, that will also open up a buy window. There's always the added risk of guys getting injured, and at the running back position, we see it happen consistently where guys unfortunately go down with injury, and their value really plummets. So, do with that information what you will. But overall, it's a big win for Kyren Williams dynasty owners. It's a big win for guys that have been drafting him in best ball. And let's talk about Kyren Williams, right? The last few seasons, last year, RB7 on the year. He was 10th in points per game. A year before that, 21.3 points per game. Good enough for RB2 on the season. The biggest thing here with Kyren Williams is honestly the explosive rating, right? 89.3 explosive rating gets him ranked number 35 per player profiler. And the explosive rating is pretty much a comprehensive rating on a player's explosiveness, which factors in their per play efficiency and total volume of explosives created. And then it's pretty much on a scale of 100, which is league average at the position, and blends passing, rushing, receiving, according to each player's usage. Pass plays over 20 yards or rush plays over 10 yards are considered explosive here in their explosive rating. But that's the biggest knock on Kyren Williams, right? And a lot of people have concerns about the explosiveness, and Jarquez Hunter provides a little bit of a different wrinkle there. I do think Jarquez Hunter is going to be involved. I also think getting the handcuff correct in this room is important, right? Because this is a bell cow role. So it offers premium upside if Kyren Williams does miss some time. And we have seen Kyren Williams miss time in the past, right? Due to injury, right? Last year, he only missed one game. In 2023, he missed 5 games. And in 2022, his rookie season, he played in just 9 games. Now, that was also a little bit different, right? He was a rookie at the time. He wasn't well established in this offense. But it's big news for Kyren Williams. It's big news for fantasy owners if you drafted him already. I mean, some people are already drafting in early August. But let's look a little bit more into Kyren Williams. I have Kyren Williams currently ranked as my running back 11, just ahead of Amaron Hampton and Jonathan Taylor, just behind Josh Jacobs. And he's in my 4th tier. So I think that's a pretty fair spot for Kyren Williams. They bring in Devontae Adams, who I think is going to be a big weapon in the red zone. Kyren Williams is number 1 in red zone touches last year. I think this offense is going to feature Devontae Adams a lot more. And keep in mind, Puka Nakua and Cooper Kupp, who are red zone weapons, were also missing a lot of time last year, which I think in total really inflated Kyren's total touchdowns, which he had 16 last year. Not necessarily a way to, or I'm not trying to necessarily knock Kyren Williams in that regard, but I think touchdown regression is possible for sure. But again, 2023, he only played in 12 games and he had 15 total touchdowns, right? And that was, a season where I believe Cooper Kupp was kind of coming back from the injuries. And then 2024, Cooper Kupp got injured again. And then in 2024, Kyren has 16, right? If Adams can stay healthy, if Puka can stay healthy, I think we do see some regression in the total touchdowns for Kyren. But I think running back 11 is pretty fair for him. Taking a look at just the ADP so far and kind of where Kyren Williams is going as drafts are starting to get going this year. Kyren Williams right now is actually RB 11 on Fantasy Pros, so I'm pretty much in line with consensus. And he's going at pick 24. So you're getting Kyren at the 2-3 turn. I think that's fair. And honestly, these are ADPs with the expectation or with the understanding that Kyren didn't have that extension. So there is a possibility Kyren goes up a little bit, maybe ahead of Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, or Bucky. I think that's very well possible. But a lot can happen from now until then. So we will see